Let's go.
Roundtable Radio.
You are now tuned into the Roundtable Radio.
You're now tuned into the Roundtable Radio.
Let's go.
Roundtable Radio. Hey, what's going on?
What's up?
You doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I see you.
Let's go ahead and shake the cobwebs out, man. Let's go
Come
ahead.
on, let's shake them out.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get all that nervousness out the way, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and get it going.
Yeah, I see you blazing up over there.
Oh yeah. You already know, man.
Getting the vibes right, getting the vibes in the mood right.
Oh yeah, you already know what time it is, man. It's time to make history, man. That's what we come here for, man. You know what I'm saying? All we come here to spit the truth. We come here to talk about what's real. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go ahead and get into it, man.
Let's get into it.
I like to start my interviews off getting to know the artist one-on-one, getting to know where their head is at when they step in the booth, when they step in the studio or working on their next project. So I'm going to start with this question right here, man. When it comes to you as an artist, what would you say is your number one influence, or what would you say motivates you the most for you to be at your 100% best when it comes to this rap game?
Well, okay, so the female rap game is tough, you gotta be able to bring some heat. You gotta be able to bring either some skin or something, to the table to be heard. So, as a female rapper, growing up, I was listening. I loved Mia X. Like, that was somebody that I actually gravitated to, and Gangsta Boo. Mm-hmm. And so Gangsta Boo is from Memphis, so I had to, of course, I'm from Memphis, so I took on to Gangsta Boo. I loved her style. I just loved how she carried herself, gangsta with it. And then Mia X, she was raw, at the same time, and she was ladylike. And then on down the line came Lil Chat, Lil Chat. I admired Lil Chat. And so all the female rappers that I really, really liked as well, like Yo-Yo, Lil Kim. So those were the rappers that inspired me. I really liked Yo-Yo because Yo-Yo, she was with Ice Cube, and she was like a G. Like I really feel like I vibe with her a lot because she didn't have to be naked, she was cute, and still kept it real. She was a lyricist. Right. So like those are some of the ones that inspired me, to be who I am today.
Okay. Now, when it comes to you, you know what I'm saying, like in the rap game, when it was that time where you were just like, okay, this is what I want to put my 100% all into. Like, when did you come up with that? You know what I'm saying? When was that time for you? You were just like, I think this is gonna work out. You know what I'm saying? When you tried it, you know what I'm saying, it did work out. When was that time for you? When it just broke through?
Well, I've been rapping, for a long time. I wrote my first rap when I was 12, and then I was 10 when I wrote my first rap. But when I got in high school, I started taking it serious, and I was writing, and I was realizing my rap, my verses and shit was dope, and I was like, damn, this shit good, like, and everybody in school was like, bruh, like, rap some. And so we would be in a group, like everybody freestyling. And
that's
like,
when they put you on the spot, though. You know.
Yeah, but I would be hard though, and everybody be like, damn. And then I was a cheerleader, so everybody would be like, hey, freestyle some, cheer some against the other freestyle against the other cheerleaders, and then I would be rapping and shit, and they'd be like, damn, she a hard ass cheerleader. So right. In high school, that's when I realized that rap was for me. And so I was like, damn, like, I need to keep it going. So I got in a groove, and then I ended up going from there. I took a break from rap, to go back to school and shit. And then, honestly, last year, that's when I started taking rap serious. I bought my first beat. And once I bought my first exclusive, I was like, fuck, I'm finna
It's
go.
over after that.
Yeah, it's over. I'm spending money. Like...
Yeah, once you buy your first joint, it's like you really started getting your bag, because it's different from when you just get beats off of YouTube, because anybody can just get beats off of YouTube. Right. And once you get that exclusive joint, it's just like, all right, now it's really time to rock. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, that's how I was like, man, it's over with now. I'm finna go ahead and get it in. So after that, that's when I ended up starting and pursuing rap even more seriously once I bought that first beat.
Right.
And it was Been Back That, which is on my EP. I bought that beat, and it was I went from there. What's up? What's up, Murder?
That song hot right there, yo. I was like, God, I think I don't think that's the first song I heard. It was Informants that I heard first, and then I went and listened to the EP, and that's when I heard all the rest of the song. I'm like, okay, it's really taking me back to that old 666 right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's a sound I really love. You know what I mean? Like that old sound when you can bring it back but still keep it, you know what I'm saying, original and everything like that. That's when you know you're on to something good. You know what I mean? So, but I want to back up for a minute now. You say you was in a group in high school. Now, how did that work? Because I remember when I first started out, man, I was in a group. And then, you know what I'm saying, it was cool at the time, you know what I'm saying? They were friends at first, and then we went into the group. And then after time, you know, you start to see people wanting to be, you know what I'm saying, the main, you know what I'm saying, the main light. They want to be the front of the scene first. They want to be the Quavos, or they want to be the Beyonce of the group, you know what I'm saying? It don't work out like that. And that's how you crumble. So what happened? You know what I'm saying? Did everything not really work out the way it was supposed to? Or y'all were just like, we just not going to go there?
Man. Okay, so the group that I was in, one dude, okay, so it was a girl I knew I went to school with, and her cousin ended up hearing me rap. He didn't go to my school, and he was like, bro, you hard, I got a group that you can be in. And he liked me or whatever, so I was like, cool, you know, what's up with the group? I heard the other dudes from the group, and they was hard, so I was like, yeah, I joined y'all group. So I joined the group. Man, it was a lot of drama in the group between the dudes. So they were like the niggas. One dude wanted to be the lead, like you said. It was just a whole bunch going on. But it was cool. It was cool. We had a manager. We did photo shoots and all of that. We was in the stew, and that's when I ended up taking a turn. I ended up quitting rap, you know, for a while. I wanted to find out about God. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to find out why we go to church. And, you know, I had gave my life to Christ, you know, when I was graduating from high school. And then that's when I was like, man, I'm through with rap, you know. And they was like, nah, you can just do Christian rap. And they was trying to get me to stay. And I was like, nah, I'm cool. And so I left. But to be honest, it was a blessing in disguise because I didn't know the game back then. You know what I'm saying? I would have been in the group. What we would have got signed, I would have never knew nothing. And I probably wouldn't even been having anything. Who knows? So it's good to actually know your own the rules of the game when you get into like beats. How much are those? Are you exclusive? Are they exclusive? Are they unlimited? Are you leasing them? Like it's a lot of stuff that go into the music industry. And so if I would have kept going then, like, yeah, it would have been cool. But if you look at a lot of people, they get fucked over eventually, you know, from not even learning. Look at
especially groups.
Yeah, especially groups, because the money is not being divided properly. And then you're gonna have one of the artists that's making more money than you know the rest of the group. And then eventually somebody get the
we've seen this happen plenty of times, you know what I'm saying? There's been stories from you know, New Edition to NWA to everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? That happens to every group. You know what I'm saying? They can fall off and then later on down the line become friends again. But it's gonna be a time where y'all ain't speaking to each other because y'all see the bullshit. So this is like.
And then look at Outkast. Them niggas, they started off together tough, but then they grew apart because you grow up, you change. You know what I'm saying?
They still cool.
Still cool. But when is they gonna put out another album? You know, so that's one of the things right there is the chemistry is where you gotta have good chemistry in a group. Our chemistry was cool, but I was like, I'm gonna break away because I need to find myself, and that's what I did.
And that's good, man. That's good. Sometimes you have to do that, man. I know I had to do that myself. You know what I'm saying? I had to really find out who I was in order to, you know what I'm saying, go on about life. And sometimes you really got to do that, man. It's really important that you do that. Some people just, you know what I'm saying, they don't really feel like it's really that important, but you know, that's really important, man. You know what I'm saying? You really need to know who you are before you step into this game. So, It's a heavy game, man. It's really dangerous. It's a lot of snakes. You don't know what you could get out of this game, man. You know, so you really want to make sure you're protected before you go in head first, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. You know,
But
being careful.
yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I want to ask you, man, what are your views on the game itself, man? Because we look at the game today, and when we look at it, some's good, some's bad. Some of it's, you know what I'm saying, sometimes we can look at it as an open portal to where anybody can really put anything what they, you know what I'm saying, into the game, no matter if it's good or bad. They just want to have something out there. You know what I'm saying? But what are your views on the rap game? Do you think it's where it needs to be? Do you think it needs a lot of work, or do you think it's just an open portal?
Man, a lot of people might get mad at me, but the game is trash nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Talk about it, man.
we need some real leaders in the game. You know, it has been destroyed due to allowing the wrong people to come into the game and shake some shit up. The real hip hop pioneers molded this from the Wu-Tang Clan and, you know, NWA, like the real niggas of the hip hop industry. Dr. Dre and them molded the hip hop industry. And we had real leaders like Tupac and, you know, all of them to shape the game.
Yep.
Only for it to get towed down by, you know, mumble rappers and rappers that don't got nothing to say. I just feel like nowadays, the entertainment industry, it's just all a brainwashing. So that's how I feel about the game is we got people that's supposed to be leaders making music, and it's cool. The music is good and stuff like that. It's cool to, you know, vibe and chill. You know, I vibe to the shit.
I vibe
but
sometimes
at the same
too.
time, I vibe to the shit. But you know, at the same time, people are having a hard time separating music from real life.
Right.
And it's like, you know, that's what I feel about the game nowadays is we got leaders coming in and we got the children watching this and they want to be just like we are. We want to be just like the people we saw on TV. We don't have enough lyricists in the game nowadays. It's being watered down by people that's coming up and being paid, you know, and being told what to do. Nowadays in this game, you getting told what to do in the rap industry. If you sign, you getting told what to do. If you you got to be able to come to these companies and bring to the table, like say, hey, I'm me. This is what I want to do. Like, what can y'all do for me? You know, a lot of days it's good to be indie because you can be yourself. And that way, when you grow, you have an authentic fan base. You have people that feel you. You're able to say whatever you want to say, you know, without getting in trouble. And nowadays, people can't just say what they want to say in the rap game. So this my thing.
Especially if they're not an indie artist, man. You know what I'm saying? It's bad enough that I don't mean to cut you off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just want to speak on that and piggyback off of what you just said because it's bad enough when you're an indie artist trying to get on a mainstream platform. You know what I'm saying? Now they have things like Spotify and things like that to where you could put your music on, whatever. But when we want to talk about getting it on a mainstream radio as an indie artist, and they already know that you're trying to spit a message that's really positive or that's really talking about something, they're going to blur it out. You know what I'm saying? To where when you're in the mainstream game and you're a mainstream artist trying to speak out a message, they don't really want to take it there. You know what I'm saying? They want you to speak this way. They don't want you to talk about the jury. They want you to talk about all this stuff that at the end of the day don't really mean shit. You know what I'm saying? So what I always say is it's really best to really go indie. Why? Because you really get more freedom, like you said, to really say what you want and really put out that message that really needs to be put out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But being indie is expensive as a motherfucker because you got to pay for all your own shit. You got to buy your own beats. Now, if you got somebody that's willing to front you and, you know, do this and that, cool. But life ain't free. They gonna want their money back, you know, eventually. So my thing is, you know, if you are an indie artist or you want to become one, you gotta make sure you get your coins up or make sure that you are planning and strategizing everything properly in order to be able to build your platform. And not to say that it is expensive, because you don't even have to buy beats. You can be an indie artist and get on with, but the money is not going to come unless you actually invest in yourself first.
Right.
And that's just how I feel about it,
That's true.
overall. And yeah,
That's true.
even with the DJs though.
True. You know what I'm saying? Because anybody can record a song and put it on SoundCloud. Yeah, all right, cool. SoundCloud's free, cool. But if you really want to, have something behind you and have something going, you as an artist, I feel like before you even become an artist, you should put bread up. You know what I'm saying? Just so you could just in case you have things like, okay, I want to buy this beat, or I want to work with this producer right here. Okay, let me see what I can do. You know what I'm saying? And then also you got promotions and stuff like that. So, I mean, you're right, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot that goes into it, but at the end of the day, you feel good about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that I ain't got to worry about nobody taking me to court. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to worry about, this dude trying to come pull up at my crib because he feel like I done stole one of his beats. So, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Or even,
you gotta have your ducks in
I ain't
a
got
row,
to answer to nobody.
You said what?
I said I don't have to answer to nobody. You know what I'm saying? Just the feeling of not having to answer to anybody either. It's like freedom.
Mm-hmm.
But as an indie artist, you're gonna have to work to get your music heard, because these DJs are even being told what to play. You have to either pay them, but other than that, a lot of these DJs, they have something already ready to be played, and they can't go against it because that's against their company policies. So, it's all a game.
Unless you're trying to do your own platform or something like that. And that even takes a minute. You know what I'm saying? Because these days, they crack it down on everything from social media to... I was just on Instagram, and I can't even post certain things on Instagram on Facebook because they want to monitor. You know what I'm saying? I remember I was on Facebook, and I posted some type of status, and they were like, oh, this goes against our guidelines. And I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? It was nothing really big, they cracking down. So the best thing you want to do is really go your own route. Make sure you have your ducks in a row when you do. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
But I want to ask you. So when it comes to the females in the rap game, man, what are your views on the females in the rap game? Because we see a lot of them. We see Megan Thee Stallions. We see there's a lot of female artists in the rap game. Some lyrical, some partyish, some all over the place. But so what are your views on a female artist in the rap game today, indie as well as mainstream?
Salute to all the female rappers. You know what I'm saying? I will say that first and foremost, because it takes a lot to be a female and be able to speak up in this male dominated field. So you got to have a voice. You got to be bold, in order to step up and get grimy with the dudes. Yeah. So salute to any female rapper that got the courage to do it. However, I feel like along the lines, the female image or the female rap image has been shattered in a way. Like, what female rappers do we have now that younger girls can look to without them wanting to change their appearance or change, things about themselves? That's how I feel about it. Now, I will say this. It's okay, to be sexy. It's okay to, say whatever you want to say. But at the same time, as an artist, you got to be careful of what you say. Right. I don't really care about what people think, but at the end of the day, I care about the world. I care about the community. I care about the kids. I care about, the people themselves. So when I speak, I want people to learn something from the things that I say. I want people to actually grow from it. I want people to relate and be like, you know what? Like, I want to do this too. Or, I feel this. Female rappers nowadays, they get in groups with different guys, or they get signed, and once they get told what to do, they no longer have any control over what they can put out and what they can say. It's more female rappers nowadays that are similar. They all look alike. They all are the same nowadays. I appreciate female rappers that I come across that are in their own lane, doing their own thing, and I support female rappers. When I see them, I be like, what's up? Like, you hard. Like, let's link up. Whether they want to link up or not, that's on them.
So I gotta ask, knowing that, do you think the female artists in the rap game who are going the Megan Thee Stallion route is making it more dangerous for female rappers in general, just because how the material they're putting out is sexual, to where you have someone like you putting out some material that's lyrical, you know what I'm saying? But do you think the ones who's going the more sexual route is making it dangerous for female rappers in the general, and for them to be in the rap game?
In a way, so, because it's a very rare breed to have a female rapper to come up now fully clothed. You know what I'm saying? I even heard a guy, I forgot her name. She's a female rapper, Milan or Mula or something like that.
Yeah, Miss Mulatto, I think.
Mulatto. I like her voice, but she was rapping and twerking in a video, and a guy that was in the room was like, she can rap and twerk to me all day. And, a lot of guys like, hell yeah, we need to see some ass shaking. And I'm like, damn, like, is that what we came to now? Is that what we come to? Like, y'all really, if she wasn't twerking in the video, you wouldn't be watching. And y'all damn sure ain't watching and listening to this in the car. You got to have a visual for this one. Like, where are the female rappers now where you don't got to have a visual? You can just ride and bump in the car. Like, how I feel is I want to be just like how Gangsta Boo and Mia X and Yo Yo and Lil Kim them was. Lil Kim, now she was a whole nother different breed, but I want to be able to gain their respect from the men, and for them to be like, I'm finna ride to this shit, and listen to it with some real niggas in the car. Like, that's what I want, and them to be able to be like, yeah, like, I'm feeling this. She got bar, like, and not differentiate me from any other male rapper. Like, that's the goal, is to be respected, just like Lil Baby and the Baby and Lil Wayne and the greats that have come up, J. Cole's and them. It's what female rapper, and the only one that's doing it is Young M.A. Right. And you know what I'm saying? Young M.A., she just a whole nother breed as well, because she's not feminine, but at the end of the day, she's the hardest female rapper out right now that's spitting bars mainstream.
Right.
To me.
I haven't, and speaking of Young M.A., I haven't seen her on the scene lately ever since Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B's taking over. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if I'm the only one that's noticed that or seen that or thinks that, but you see what has come out recently. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You see what's come out, the WAPs and everything. You don't really hear nothing lyrical coming lately. You know what I'm saying? And it's pretty sad. You know what I'm saying? Because it should be a year-round thing. You know what I mean?
Yes, because I know in one of Cardi in the WAP song, she said, I don't cook and I don't clean. But let me tell you how I got this ring. And it's like, women not cooking and cleaning no more? Like, when that happened? You teaching this now? So now the young girls like, well, I can give me a ring. I ain't got to cook clean, and nowadays, that's what's going to raise the generations to come, because now it's taken away from the home foundation. It's taken away from the boundaries, that's set in place. And I seen a video Offset put up where he showed Cardi B sweeping.
Right, I seen that video
like,
too. Like, so
he
you
like,
lying,
she lying to y'all.
You lying, huh? You know what I'm saying? I saw that video too. I like, wait a minute now. So you saying something misleading the people and then going home and doing the same thing that you said you weren't doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, you got all these females out here. We ain't gonna cook. I seen a post, I think it was on Instagram or Facebook, where it was like, all 2020, rest of 2020 and more 2021, the men cleaning up, and cooking. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing nothing. I'm like,
oh no.
Right,
so
yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and it's all because they want to say that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Just like when the City Girls came out. I forgot how the shit went. You know what I'm talking about when that song that came out. The beginning of the song. You know what I'm saying? And now you got everybody repeating it. It's just like, come on now, come on.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Now when the City Girls came out, they reminded me of the new Salt and Pepper, and I liked one of the videos that they first came out with, because they actually looked classy in the video. Yeah. But once they get to starting to undress and all of that, that shows that you don't have nothing left for the imagination. And then it's like, okay, in order for you to be heard, you got to show skin now.
Right.
And, to be honest, speaking like this, a lot of people nowadays don't want to hear it. It hurts, it cuts, because they'd rather have that type of music and see that than see real and hear real lyrics and things like that nowadays. People don't want to, they don't want to hear no real lyricists. They like, man, give me the fake shit. And I heard even 21 Savage he said, look, I am an artist, but at the same time, he said that he's like an actor. He said, look at me like you look at Denzel Washington. He said Denzel Washington is an actor. He plays all these characters, but at the same time, that's not him. Yep. After he get off set, he just regular Denzel Washington. He said, look at him as just a paid actor in a way. A lot of these rappers faking.
I mean, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I feel like majority of the people who's like becoming mainstream these days is really just in it for a quick buck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, excuse me if I'm, you know what I'm saying, if I say this, I'll say this in an interview before, right? But when Lil Baby came out with, you know what I'm saying, that song where he was talking about when everybody was protesting and everything like that, I felt like it was a facade, and I felt like he was just doing that for, you know what I'm saying, just for the numbers. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can't, I didn't really see genuine coming out of that track. You know what I'm saying? Because if you looked at it, he ain't put nothing out. You know what I'm saying? This whole quarter. You know what I'm saying? It was months before he put something out, right? But all of a sudden, George Floyd died. I mean, he got killed, murdered. Excuse me. And all this protesting going on, and now all of a sudden he wants to come out with a song. You know what I mean? Of course, everybody's gonna click on it because of what you're talking about. But say had he not gotten murdered, would we have heard from Lil Baby?
We wouldn't have heard no Lil Baby song like that if George Floyd would never got murdered. And I want to say salute to him for doing it, because he is such an important role in the hip hop in the game right now. Too many young niggas looking up to him. So for him to do that, like, I salute to him. He had to have somebody in his ear. One of the OGs, QP, one of them had to say, look, go ahead and drop a song about this. Lil Wayne did this a long time ago, and he got ridiculed for when he did one of these type of songs. And then when
you talking about when Katrina was going on,
it was like he was wanting. It was a video where he had a flag, and then the flag.
Oh, the flag was on the ground.
Yes, and he got ridiculed for it. He was, trying to be on that tip a long time ago. And for Lil Baby to do it, I fuck with Lil Baby, for doing it, because a lot of people needed to hear that. Even if he did do it just for the, for the clout, for the moment, to get that, a lot of people was doing it, but they gave everybody around the time the opportunity to speak out, because we've been so afraid to say shit. When we do say shit and say Black Lives Matter, if we say something like, hey, give us our rights, we get blasted. Like, look at all the other artists trying to speak up without all this going on. They would get blasted for it. They would get ridiculed. This was the time to say, hey, all right, I even made a song, called Cops Killing. Before any of this was going on, I would have been a little hesitant to drop it, because I would have been afraid of the backlash, or just the racist people coming to attack. Like, I don't want no drama. You know what I'm saying? I'm for the people. I'm speaking up, but at the same time, it's a time and place for everything. And, I was like, shoot, let me go ahead and speak out, because we riding together right now. So that's how I felt about it.
I mean, I feel you coming from that perspective. You know what I'm saying? I guess just me, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if you got a voice, you know what I'm saying, you shouldn't wait for a time for you to speak that voice. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just like for you, you know what I'm saying, with that track, Cops Killing, which I heard it. It was dope, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Let me just say that. Add that in there. But, what's wrong with dropping a single talking about our people year round? You know what I'm saying? Or dropping it out, you know what I'm saying, year round, just because you got that voice. You know what I'm saying? We shouldn't wait until something happens to our people to drop something. You know what I mean? That's the only way. That's just what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if you got a voice, you got a voice. People gonna hear your voice. Say something and don't wait to say something. You know what I mean? Because then after something happens, then that song comes out. Okay, yeah, that song come out. Everybody feeling you. Okay, then we're going on to something else. You know what I'm saying? So where if you was to drop something, keep your voice out there, things would like this probably wouldn't happen because they'd be scared of who's speaking out. And we already know what's, what I'm saying, what you got going on. So we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna keep our people on our toes. You know what I mean? So that's just what I was saying, you know what I mean? But
now I feel you 100% on that, because it's like as an artist, especially a mainstream artist, you got the voice. You choose to put out stuff about killing. You choose to put stuff out about having sex and doing drugs, but you can't put nothing out positive, trying to uplift the community. Right. That's one thing. And so, for somebody in the game, you gotta coming with some songs like that immediately, or either just at some point just advocating for your people. Mm-hmm. Tupac always did it. Tupac, that's why they took him out though.
No matter even if he was dropping, what was it? How do you want it and shit like that? We still knew when Tupac came. If Tupac came to City Hall to talk about what's going on in the community, he was gonna have that voice. And then he was gonna go home and then go to the studio and do his thing. But he was gonna make sure that people knew what was going on with his people and how he could help. You know what I'm saying? That's when he did. That's a year-round thing he was doing. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? To whether someone out here just talking about killing our own people, and then once a year you want to talk about, this and that. It's just kind of like, what you really doing it for? You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Like, what's the point? Now, that makes a lot of sense, because in his whole career, I don't think he's made a song like that, but I have to go back and check his resume, as far as that goes. But I've heard a lot of all his shit, and I don't think I heard him do a song, about that. Now, I will say this was a good time, but hopefully he don't let that be the last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, because this won't be the last for me, because I speak the truth in everything that I do, So it's like, it's got to be a continuous thing. I feel like that's my purpose, is to bring the game to the females and the men, nowadays, to tell them, look, you can still, do you can still have a good time. But let's be conscious about the decisions we make. Let's understand the energies and the spiritual warfare that's going around, nowadays. Like, let's be open and understand that. So that's where I'm at this point.
Okay, man. That's what's up, man. You know what I'm saying? So talk to me a little bit about this album, man. This album, first of all, is a classic album. I feel like you could put these up there with the original 666s and the Gangsta Blues and the Mia X's and all that. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? And there's not a lot of albums that's come out in the recent years that I've been able to say that, you know what I'm saying, with. But I feel like this album right here alone is one of the best albums, EPs that I've heard ever since I listened to, man, I don't even know, Wu-Tang, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know, like, this album is dope, man. You can put these up there with the No Limit Soldiers and the...
Man!
And it's just like, but this crazy because it's come out recently, so... But fuck all that. Tell me a little bit about this album, man, because I feel like I'm just riding the bandwagon right now. I want to get you time to speak, so give me a little background on how this album came about.
Man, do you know? Okay, so I bought my first beat, which was the Ben Bout That. Mm-hmm. And after that, I just went from there. And I was like, man, I'm finna come out with an EP. Like, I'm gonna come out with an EP. And so at the time, when I started back, I called myself I Go By AK. And I was like, that's gonna be my name. But then as time went, I was like, matter of fact, I got advice from a mentor, and she was like, I don't like that. And she was like, use your name. She was like, there's some G shit right there. Use your real name. She was like, I like Ashley King. And it's somebody that's real powerful. And I was like, okay, bet. So I used it. And I said, I'm going to call my EP that because it's introducing who I used to be and who I am today. And I'm talking about all the shit that I've been through in life, and I'm giving free game, you know, throughout the whole thing, and just something to help build people. So, man, I started writing. I started buying beats. And next thing you know, man, my EP was actually done during the peak of the pandemic. But since everything slowed down, I wasn't able to record like that. I had got tonsillitis earlier this year because I was rapping so much. And you know, I had to find a balance. And then once I end up laying everything down, that was it. And I was like, man, to drop this EP? Like, I'm gonna drop an EP all by myself. Man, I had got the artwork. I found somebody to do the artwork. It was a lot of work, you know, that went into this. Finding the artwork, doing my own artwork for the singles, doing my own lyric videos and everything. It's a lot of work, you know, doing all of this as an independent artist. So it was nice, you know, I was up all night trying to just put everything together. So once it dropped, I was like, man, thank you. Yeah. It's a lot of things I learned from this experience that's gonna help me for this next production that's coming.
Yeah, man, I definitely can't wait on that, man. So with this album, there's two. Is it two visuals with this album?
Well, I have the Been About That visual. Right. I have 3 visuals for the album. It's Been About That, Mind Tricks, and then I have a joint visual. It's 2 songs in one. People Change and Friendly Envy, and they're all on my Vivo channel on YouTube. And you know, I got with a wonderful videographer, and he put the visuals together for my Been Back That and my joint. And then I got with a friend, and he got my Mind Tricks video together. So Mind Tricks is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah,
I really like Mind Tricks.
Yes, Mind Tricks.
That one seems like a little. Well, give me a little. How'd you come up with the concept of that video right there, man? Because when I look at that, I'm like, yo, man, it really trips you out. You in the cornfields or wherever, you don't see nothing. I'm like, man, what's going on, man? It looks really like a scary movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So, how did you come up with that concept of that video?
Well, Mind Tricks is basically about having anxiety and overthinking and things like that. And at the time, like, that's a true story for me. I was going through anxiety, you know, I was depressed, and so I wrote about it. And it's like more of a dark and lonely type song. So one day I was passing a cotton field, and I said, man, I want to shoot the video in this cotton field. And I was like, it's going to be so dope because a cotton field speaks so many things anyways. It's deep. And so, to be honest, how the video worked out, it actually, the corn maze was not supposed to be in the video, to be honest. But it worked out.
It did. So, it did.
Yes, it worked out. When we got to do the video shoot, the gate ended up being closed. So we had to walk through and around the gate. We couldn't get our cars to take us to the cotton field, which was all the way down.
So how far did you have to walk?
It was a far walk. So the first thing we saw was the corn maze and a pea field. And I was like, let's shoot it over here because that's actually, and I was like, the corn maze actually better. And I was walking through it, and I was like, I love the vibe of the corn maze because it matched the energy of the song. I wanted people to feel that dark and lonely, you know, vibes. And so after that, we went to a location, made a bonfire, and everything just came together. Shout out to Larry Lee, though, because he the one that got all of that done and put this together. And I was like, man, I appreciate Larry because he added the bonfire. I didn't even know that was going to be in there. It was kind of like a spare of the moment thing. And sometimes you have to understand, like, in this industry, you might have something planned, but it might not work out right then and there. You're going to have to immediately adjust, you know, to something new. And that's how you're going to be able to survive.
Think about the game, man. It's funny you say that. And it's good that you say that because in the game, you gotta make a lot of quick adjustments, too. You know what I'm saying? Say you got a show that you got to do. Some person can't make it. One person can't make it. Say some you finna do the show. and you know the DJ ain't got the song track list together, you're gonna have to quickly adjust to what you're gonna do next. What's your plan B? You know what I'm saying? So that happens a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
How you gonna adjust to it and how you gonna go about taking care of it. You know what I'm saying?
it does. And that's why, like, even if I go to the studio, I have my hard drive. I got it already ready in the email to send to. It's like you got to be prepared. Like, this has taught me to be even more organized as well.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's true. So I gotta ask you, man. So like, when it comes to production, how do you go about production? You know what I'm saying? Are you really picky with producers, or do you got like a set sound that you sticking to?
Well, I'm from Memphis, so I claim the Memphis underground sound. And that's the sound that I'm wanting to bring back to the table. I know Duke's doing it. We got a couple of artists like, I don't know, Jeffrey, Xavier Wolf, and them doing it from Memphis. And so as a female artist, I'm bringing that underground sound back. So I do have a set sound. I have set producers I work with. Boz, I got a whole album coming up with the whole thing's produced by Boz. I mess with Plur 6. He did a lot of my tracks on my I Go By AKEP. And also Evil. He's based in Miami. I'm working with him as well. He has gotten the Memphis sound down pat. So I'm working with about 3 guys right now. And I like to stick with the same people. I am open to working with other people. I do expand my sound. I have different sounds that I am going to do besides the underground Memphis. But when people think of me, I want them to know that's my sound. Even if I want to do a classic or, you know, some type of R&B joint, you know?
So when it comes to that Memphis sound, man, so I got what is the definition of that Memphis sound? Because some of those sounds are hard to get when you making a, you know what I'm saying, producing or making up a next track. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to get those sounds because a lot of those sounds were used on different drum machines or things like that. So when it comes to that Memphis sound, what is your definition of that Memphis sound? Like what does it have to have in order for you to get on it?
In order for me to get on it, like, people, when they make their beats, they need to do their research. They need to go back and listen to the Skinny Pimps, the Player Fly, the original 3-6 Mafia, the Mystic Styles, and stuff like that. They need to go back and even listen to Tommy Wright and just all the beginner Memphis artists. Like,
you said
Tommy
Wright.
Get
the fuck out of here, yo.
Yes.
Yo, every time I say that name, folks look at me like I'm speaking Chinese, yo. They don't know time creeping while you sleeping. They don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
They don't know.
But finally, I come across somebody who knows what I'm talking about. Bless you, man.
Absolutely.
God,
like, that's
yo.
real music. That's where the underground sound came from and stemmed from.
Yes.
You know, people don't understand it. If they want to get this Memphis shit on lock, you got to go all the way back and dig deep into the old shit and then reinvent it. I know it when I hear it. I hear people throw me some Memphis beats and I'm like, that ain't it, fam. Like,
that ain't it.
I'm from Memphis. Like, it ain't hitting my soul. So, you know, that's basically what it is for me. It gotta have like just the right drops, just that certain sound. It gotta remind me of 3-6 because that's who I look up to. That's who molded me. If it don't sound like 3-6 can hop on it, then I'm good.
Okay, and there it is, yo. And there it is. You heard it here first, right here on Roundtable Radio. Now, before we get up out of here, are there any shout outs you want to give out? Any producers, any artists doing it big out of Memphis besides yourself? Any artists doing it big anywhere else? Any big producers? Any producers that work with you or is going to work with you? Anybody that can't get into your DMs, been trying to get into your DMs, but just can't get into your DMs? You got to keep pressing decline. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that's on your post that's trying to get, you know what I'm saying, closer to you, telling you to check your DMs, but you ain't going to give them no response. But you want to give them a shout out real quick just to let them know that you ain't, you know what I'm saying, you ain't with it.
No.
Any shout out, anybody. Anybody.
Yes. Well, I want to shout out to everybody that did join the live. I want to shout out to you, for reaching out to me doing this interview. I appreciate you. I want to give a shout out to Rap Fame, the app. I want to give a shout out to my Steak Woke fam on there, which is a crew that I'm in. I want to give a shout out to Animal House Shit. That's my family crew right there. I want to give a shout out to Ozzy Monroe. Because Ozzy Monroe is an artist in Dallas that I'm about to do a joint EP with, and we're gonna have some EPs coming out.
Who's the artist?
His name is Ozzy Monroe.
Ozzy, okay.
Ozzzy Monroe, and he's based in Dallas. Dope artist. So we're gonna be doing some joint collabs together. I want to give a shout out to all the female artists, that's grinding right now, because, y'all are important. The voice, female voice is important nowadays. I want to give a shout out just to everybody, man. Larry, Lee, Paco. I love everybody. Anybody that's been trying to get to me in my DMs, I try to respond to everybody. As long as y'all talking about something, even if you say, yo, your mixtape is dope, I respond back. I say appreciate it and keep it moving, because I'm not Hollywood. So, and I don't never want to act like that. So,
right.
I try to mess with everybody as long as it's respectable. And I just appreciate you. I appreciate everybody, and it's always love. You expect to hear more coming from me. I got an album coming out. I'm not gonna say the name of it yet, but it will be dropping in 2021. I'm about to get ready and start. A single is going to be coming out soon for it, so stay tuned.
There it is, right here on Roundtable Radio. First of all, I want to say thank you again for stopping with me, taking time out of your day to really chop it up about the album, about everything else, you know what I'm saying, dropping knowledge, you know what I'm saying. I really want to thank you again for stopping with me, you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Most definitely.
I appreciate you, for real. I appreciate the love, and, I thank you, and, we shall meet again. It's probably for the next project we can talk about. So,
oh, yeah. We definitely get a part 2 when that next project drops, man, so we can see the progress that's, that's happened since this project to the next project, you know what I'm saying. I always say that, and I always like to get artists back on here just to see, what's been going on since that last project and everything like that. So
yeah, salute, because you're my first live interview. So for this next project, we're gonna have to do it again.
Oh yeah. You already know what it is, man. You already know what it is. But before I forget, I want to definitely say, I know this is gonna probably be out before it drops. You know what I'm saying? I try to have this out before it drops. But y'all be sure to go check out the Indie Artist Mix featuring Ashley King, dropping tonight on YouTube. Hopefully we're gonna try to get them on Spotify. But y'all be sure to check that out when it drops later on tonight. I don't know when. Just stay tuned. Stay tuned. You know what I'm saying? Definitely drop tonight. I don't know what's gonna drop first. I don't know what's gonna drop first, but they heard it here regardless. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So we in here. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I always say, God bless. Keep your mask on when you go in grocery stores. Stay safe. And until next time, peace.
Peace.
Just don't let me see you shoot no dogs.
Roundtable Radio.